Hello dear students, welcome back to the NCERT Science class of 8th standard. Dear students, in the previous class we have completed the first topic, that is crop production and management, in which we have studied how to produce more yield in the field that we have studied. Dear students, today we are going to start another topic, that is microorganisms, friends and children. That is, dear students, in this topic we will study about the different microorganisms. First of all, we should have to know the meaning of microorganisms. Microorganisms means, see dear students, those organisms which we will not see by naked eyes, which we are unable to see through naked eyes, and if you want to see, we have to go through the microscope. Those organisms which are unable to see through naked eyes, which can see with the aid of microscope, such organisms are called as the microorganisms. Dear students, when we see so far, we will see the two types of living things. First, that is living and non-living things. In case of living things, we are seeing the two types of things. One is plant, the other one is animals. When we see and going searching, we will see the two types of things, that is plants and animals. Next, dear students, what happens? On which base we are categorize the plants and animals? Animals are movable, plants are non-movable. And next, plants are green in color, animals are non-green in color. Yes, on that base we are classified. But one more living organism, that is mushroom. Mushroom. If you are going to tell you that classify the mushroom in which category, how can you categorize the mushroom? In which category you are going to keep the mushroom? You will get a very problem, or you will face a problem to keep the mushroom in different category. In two categories. See, mushrooms, they are non-green in color. If you are going to put in the plant category, these are the non-green in color. You are unable to put in the plant category, and also you are unable to keep in the animal category also, because mushrooms are non-mobile. They will not show any movement. That's why you are unable to put in both the categories like plants and animals. You will keep it in a separate category. Like in our scientists, in case of science, the scientists put a separate category for these fungi or the mushrooms. Isn't it? Fungi are that is called as the mycota. Isn't it? See, here one activity is there in your textbook. That is, take a piece of bread, sprinkle some amount of water, keep in a moisture place for a few days. What happens? After a few days, 1 or 2 days, don't take more time. After 1 or 2 days, that is a fungus will be grown on the bread. That is called a bread mold. The fungus will be grown on the surface of the bread. When we see, you will see it just like a powder form, and when we see with a magnifying glass, you will see little bit bulges like structure. If you want to see further, you have to go through the microscope. There you see clear. Yes, these are the fungus. See, microorganisms are those organisms which are seen by the microscope but is unable to see through naked eyes. The types of microorganisms, see, bacteria, fungi, protozoans, algae. These are the types of microorganisms. Bacteria, fungi, algae and protozoans. These are the different types of microorganisms. These microorganisms we are unable to see through naked eyes. Only we will see through them in the microscope only. See dear students, after this one, virus. These are the, you must Getting any confusion? You might got a confusion that why sir has not kept the viruses in the microorganism category. We are unable to keep the viruses under the microscopic or the microorganisms because viruses are not completely living organisms, are not a non-living. See, you might have saw nowadays a popular word that is COVID-19 pandemic. You might have heard that it is very popular word, corona. It is a virus flu or virus disease or viral disease. See, viruses are those organisms or non-living things or intermediate living things and non-living things. See, those things which enters to the host body or host cell or living body, when they will enter the living body, they will get alive. They will get alive. When they come out of the body, then they will turn to the non-living things. It means they may die. Most of the peoples may be misguide you. That is, coronavirus may die within 2 days, 3 days, 4 days or 3 hours, 4 hours. No, viruses that doesn't have the life when they come out of the body. When they enter the body, then they will get the life. Isn't it? It means viruses are not completely living beings. That's why we are not categorize them in the living beings, because they will be non-living things when they are outside the body, and they will get the life when they enter the body. That's why we are unable to keep in the completely living things, and also we are unable to keep the viruses in the non-living categories. That's why our scientists, they categorize, that is, viruses are intermediate between the living and non-living things. Intermediate things between the living and non-living things. Isn't it? Next, dear students, lot of diseases. You might have got the experience or you might have the knowledge. That is, doctors are saying that it is a viral flu, it is a bacterial flu. Yes, bacterial disease, viral disease, fungal disease. Yes, viruses brings the diseases. All virus brings the disease, but not all bacteria brings the disease. Yes, all virus brings the disease, but not all the bacteria. Few bacteria brings the disease. Here, see, viral disease, cold, cough, and flu. These are the viral diseases. Yes, and also polio, chickenpox, etc. These are the examples for the viral diseases. Viral disease means the disease which is spread by the viruses. The diseases which are spread by the viruses, those diseases are called as the viral diseases. Yes. Next, dear students, bacterial disease. The diseases which are spread by the bacteria from one person to another person, that such diseases are called as the bacteria. Bacterial diseases are those diseases which is caused by the bacteria. Bacterial diseases are those diseases which is caused by the bacteria. For example, typhoid, high fever we are seeing. Typhoid, it is caused by the bacteria. Maybe where you are all having that idea about the typhoid. This typhoid is caused by the bacteria. That is a special bacteria which is caused by which causes the typhoid. That is Salmonella typhi. Salmonella typhi is the bacteria which causes the typhoid. Isn't it? Later you come to learn. Next, one more bacterial disease, that is tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, that is TB. TB is a viral disease. It is a bacterial disease that spread from the one person to another person by air, water and all through the bacteria, isn't it? Next, dear students, protozoal disease. Protozoa means unicellular organisms, unicellular prokaryotic eukaryotic organisms. Unicellular eukaryotic organisms means they are having the nucleus. Yes? Later I will tell you. Next, protozoans like amoeba, paramecium, euglena, unicellular organisms, those are called as the prokaryote. They are those we are keeping in the prokaryote, that is protozoal category. By this protozoal disease, means by this protozoa, the number of diseases are getting spread. That is dysentery, malaria. These are the diseases which is caused by the protozoa. Yes. Next, dear students, funguses. That is fungal disease. Fungal disease like itching, roundworm, that skin infections, itchings and all. That is caused by the funguses, isn't it? Roundworms and all that, isn't it? Next, after this one, the microorganisms. See, where we are getting, where do the microorganisms lie? Microorganisms are present in all the climatic conditions. Yes, microorganisms are present in all the climatic conditions. See, in all the ranges of environment, that is maybe in ice cold region also, even at the minus degree also the microorganisms may survive. Some microorganisms are there, they may survive in the minus degree also, minus degree temperature, minus degree Celsius. See, maybe minus 10, minus 15, 0 degree Celsius also. The microorganisms can survive in the glaciers also. And next, some microorganisms are there, they may survive at 100 degree also. Isn't it? It means in the ice cap regions or in the glacial regions, and also in the equatorial region where the very hot climatic condition is there also the microorganisms can survive. And also the microorganisms can survive in the deserts. And also these microorganisms, the microorganisms can survive in the stream also. See, few they survive in the cold climatic condition. They survive in the cold climatic condition. Few survive at 100 degrees Celsius. Maybe one or two microscopic organisms are there. And some they are surviving in the deserts also. And some on the stream, that is cold climatic conditions also. Yes. And next, dear students, that is marshy lands and deserts also. Hot spring and marshy lands also, deserts and marshy lands also, they will survive. And next, some microorganisms, they survive in the body of living organisms. In our body, number of microorganisms are already present. In the spleen, the E. coli bacteria is present in our body. Yes, like that, the number of microscopic organisms may present in the body, and few microscopic organisms they may present solitarily. Separately, they are solitarily present. They may present. The microorganisms can be occupy the wood or door. It means in all climatic conditions we will get the microorganisms, but not a common single microorganism can survive in 0 degrees Celsius and also in the 100 degrees Celsius and also in the highly impossible. Few microorganisms can survive in the 0 degrees Celsius. Few microorganisms they may die in the hot climatic condition. Means these bacteria, the bacteria will survive in the 0 degrees Celsius. They may die at the warm climatic condition. And if the bacteria survive in the hot climatic condition, they may die in the cold climatic condition. But the microorganisms can survive in that range. isn't it? We will get everywhere the microorganisms. Here one activity is there. Dear student, in your textbook has given one activity. Take some amount of soil. How to see the microorganisms? Take some amount of soil and some amount of water, pond water. Then filter the soil fine into pieces. See the soil, or see, is going to tell us. See what is going to be beaker and amount of water. See what happens. What you have to do? Take the soil, fine soil, and put in a beaker containing water, and stir it well. Stir it well. After few minutes, take a 2 to 3 drops of water from that beaker containing water and the soil. Take that water and put on a slide and observe under the compound microscope. You will see the dot-like structures there. Yes, that is nothing but the viruses, that is nothing but the microorganisms are also there, maybe there, or dust may be there. Right? See next, you can also take a pond water. Pond water when we take and observe under the microscope, you will see the dot-like structures. These are nothing but the microorganisms. Next, dear students, after this one, the microorganisms, uses of microorganisms. Uses of microorganisms. See, dear students, we commonly think that microorganisms brings the disease. Microorganisms brings the disease. We commonly think that microorganisms brings the disease. It is not true. All microorganisms may not bring the disease. Isn't it? All organisms may not bring the disease. Few microorganisms brings the disease and few are very useful. That we are going to learn, dear students. Today we are going to learn the uses of microorganisms. See, one by one we will see the uses. The first one is in the food industry, uses of microorganisms. The first one is used in the food industry. See, while making the curd, you might have saw that mother in the house, mother adding little amount of the cheese or the curd to the milk. After one day or night, what happens? It will turn to the curd. That whatever they want, the mother add 1 or 2 drops of curd. That is nothing but the bacteria. See, dear students, here while making the curd, see, we are using the microorganisms. The curd contains lactobacillus bacteria. Bacteria is in the curd. You will get the lactobacillus bacteria. The lactobacillus bacteria converts the milk to the curd. Yes, and while preparing the cheese, we are using the bacteria. While preparing the bread, see, while preparing the bread in the food industry, see, cake, you must have saw while preparing the bread and cake in the house or in the bakery, they are adding the yeast powder. Due to which what happens? The bread is a spongy in nature. See, one thing I will tell you. Take the dough and little amount of yeast powder and keep it in a beaker, and after one night or after one day, you will see the level of dough will be rise up. Wheat dough you have to take, wheat flour you have to take, and mix with the water and all. Then what happens? Mix with the water and next mix with the yeast powder. Then you have to keep in a beaker. After one night, what happens? The level of the wheat dough will be rise up. It is because of the yeast powder. Yeast are the living beings. Yeast are the living beings. They respire and give out the carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide will remain in the space. That's why, due to the respiration of yeast cells, it becomes a spongy in nature, isn't it? The bread becomes spongy in nature, and also while preparing the idli, we are using the curd and all. That is, in the case of food industry, we are using the microorganisms like bacteria and all, yeast, bacteria and all. Yes. Next, commercial use of microorganisms. Second, that is commercial use of microorganisms for the production of alcohol. For the production of alcohol, we are using the microorganisms. That is, for fermentation, we are using the yeast. We are also using yeast. We can also prepare the alcohol, but don't go to drink it. See what happens here. We can also prepare the alcohol. Take 50 ml of water in a beaker. Take a large size beaker or 100 ml beaker in which you have to take the 50 ml of water, and which you have to add 50 gram of. You have to dissolve the 50 gram of or something amount of sugar by stirring. Sugar you have to take and add the yeast. Yeast is a microscopic organism, microorganism. Yeast is a microorganism. Add the yeast in water. What happens here? When you add the yeast and after few hours, 4 to 5 hours, or after one day, that will the sugar solution water that will turn to the alcohol and take the smell. Then you will get the smell of alcohol. That is, for the preparation of alcohol, we are using the yeast. Yeast is the microorganisms. In the preparation of curd, cheese, butter and bread, and also in the preparation of pickles, in the idlis, we are using the microorganisms in case of food industry. In case of commercial use, for the preparation of alcohol, we are using the microorganisms. That is called as the fermentation. The process of preparation of alcohol with the help of sugar solution is called as the fermentation. The process of preparation of alcohol with the help of sugar solution by adding yeast is called as the fermentation. The next, dear students, and also in the preparation of wine, acetic acid, vinegar, which we are using in the pickles. While preparing the vinegar or acetic acid, yes, we are using the microorganisms. Next, come to the medicinal use of microorganisms. Medicinal use of microorganisms. See, in the field of medical, the number of microorganisms are using. See, first one, that is in the manufacture of antibiotics. Antibiotics. You might have experience. You may be suffering with the cough, cold, or any other minor disease. And when you visit the hospitals, doctors, they will give injections and tablets. After 1 day or 2 days, you will get the relief. It means whatever the doctors are giving, these are the antibiotics. Antibiotics. See here what happens, dear students. Along with the food, water and air, number of microorganisms are going into our body. Along with the food, air and water, the number of microorganisms are going into our body. Not only the microorganisms, disease causing microorganisms. Disease causing microorganisms enters into our body. And our body is also having one resistive power to fight against the diseases. Disease causing microorganisms enters into our body through food, air and water continuously. And in our body already one defensive power is present. Defensive power is present, that is called as the antibodies. antibodies are present in our body and that kills the microorganisms which are enters. This is causing microorganisms which are enters in our body. Sometimes the strongest microorganisms, they will enter in our body and kills our resistive power. That is resistance power, that is called as the antibodies. These antibodies were, if we get, means antibodies are getting killed, then we will start to suffer by the number of diseases. That time we will visit to the doctors. Doctors will give the dose that contains the antibiotic. These antibiotics, what happens? They stimulate the antibodies. They stimulate our resistive power. Because of that only, again our antibodies starts to fight against the disease causing microorganisms. Meanwhile, what happens? They kill the microorganism and we will get the relief. It means antibiotics, these are the medicines or dose which help in the increasing the resistivity or disease resistance power to the body. Yes. Next, dear students, in the antibiotics, see, antibiotics mixed with the food of the livestock. Somewhere in the poultry farms and the livestocks, what happens? The antibiotics are using with the food materials and they are let them to consume. It means they will get enough resistive power to fight against the disease. And also in case of vaccine, for the preparation of vaccines, vaccine means these are the medicines which are given prior to the disease. You might have having the experience that when you are in the maybe in your childhood you may got the polio drops. Polio is a vaccine before the disease. In the future we should not have to suffer by the diseases. That's why priorly we are taking the medicines, the giving of prior medicines to the individual to protect from the disease causing agents in the future. Such diseases, such doses are called as the vaccines. See, number of vaccines are there: hepatitis, BCG. Next, after this one, polio. Different types of vaccines are there. They are giving to control the cholera. Next, tuberculosis and all, TB and all we can control by taking the vaccines. Number of vaccines are there, polio and all. For the preparation of vaccines, we are using the microorganisms. Vaccines, antibiotics are prepared with the help of microorganisms. Next, dear students, come to the soil fertility. Microorganisms like the bacteria like rhizobiums. The bacteria like rhizobium, which is present in the soil, helps in the trapping the atmospheric nitrogen. Plant needs nitrogen, but they will not take the nitrogen directly. The plant depends on the microorganisms for the nitrogen. It means first whatever the microorganisms or the bacteria which is present in the soil, they trap the atmospheric nitrogen which is present in a large quantity in the atmosphere. They trap the atmospheric nitrogen and gives to the root nodules of the plants. Then plant takes the nitrogen. That is called as the nitrogen fixation. The bacteria which are present in the soil, they increase the nitrogen quantity in the soil. That's why the soil fertility will increase by the nitrogen fixation. The bacteria especially, that is called as the rhizobium bacteria. Next, for cleaning the environment. See what happens to the students? One activity is in your textbook has given. Collect the vegetable pits, papers, then dead leaves and all separately and buried under a pit. Throw in a pit and fill the soil and sprinkle some amount of water on that pit. And collect the plastic, rubber, plastic, glass, metals, things and put in another pit and put the soil on that material and sprinkle the same amount of water and see after a week. In both these pits you will see what happens. What you will see in the pit where the vegetable peels and the dead leaves are buried, that gets decomposed. That gets decomposed. But these plastics and metals will not be decomposed because of the microorganisms. Microorganisms feeds on the dead and decaying organic matter which are falls on the surface of the earth. By meanwhile, what happens? They keep cleans the environment, isn't it? By feeding on the dead and decaying organic matter, they maintain the cleanness in the environment. The remaining we will study in the next class.